This is the best acrobatic quad I have ever flown. And the reason for that is because it weighs 530 grams all up weight with the GoPro, which is not a GoPro, it's the Fox Ear box, and a square R-line battery. Something I'll say right up front, the square R-line battery seems to perform just like the regular 1300 milliamp pack, so I don't know why they even make the other one. They should just replace all of them with the square one. Everybody would appreciate it. It fits better on pretty much everything you throw it on. So yeah, they should make it. And the biggest advantage of this little square pack is that you can do this. This is my race setup, my new race frame, that I cannot fit a GoPro on top. And I got this battery at the race last week, and it was like in the goodie bag they gave us. And it's the first time I flew it, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I don't know why I was expecting any differently, but it performs, great, just like another R-line. And I can fit the GoPro up front, which is amazing. And it's amazing because it's so light, and I love light quads because they just fly fantastic compared to something that's 600 grams. After flying the race setups that I've been flying my heavy setup is not good. And the reason why I have the box on here is because I lost my GoPro because I dunked my cow into the lake at the Palace of Fine Arts, which I'm debating whether I want to make a video about or not, because I know people are going to tell me I've ruined the hobby. Anyways, let's talk about this prop now. This is the Racecraft 5046. This is another prop from Sage there. He's now made many props, and he's very good at making props because they perform very uniquely. And another thing that I want to say that I haven't, trying to get the focus here, that I haven't discussed yet, and I've wanted to discuss, but I think people are going to tell me I'm full of crap because I just have this unique experience of trying so many props from different manufacturers. Most manufacturers have custom simulation software. I don't know if it's custom or not, but they have set their own custom parameters, at least at a minimum. And Sage has developed, I think, his own software entirely, or at least his own code to test the props in the computer simulatory. And I think that most of these companies' props feel similar because they are basing them off their one simulation. So Sage's simulator tells them that this kind of prop shape is the best shape, and all of his props feel very, very similar. Even the quad blade that Furious made, the prototype that I tested a long time ago, even that blade feels very similar to all the other Racecraft blades. Whereas if you look at the Cyclone blades, they all feel very similar. If you try the HQ blades, they all feel very different because they're just kind of tweaking it. I don't think they actually use simulation software, they're just kind of tweaking it. If you look at Ideal Prop, I've been working with Ideal Prop lately, they have made a couple of props which again all feel similar. If you, well, you guys haven't tried all the GemFan props, but GemFan has made about like 6 different props for me, like not just for me, just prototype props, and I've tested them all. And honestly, they all feel so similar. Minor differences between them all. And Racecraft is very much the same. Not just Racecraft. Sage Thayer's props are very much just the same. The original 5051, you could definitely feel that it's one of his props. And then when you move to the next blades that he's made, and then particularly the Avan prop, definitely feels like one of his props. The Avan prop was very special because he implemented a lot of new things in the prop that made it feel incredible in the air. But the trouble with it is that it just draws a lot of amps. And I had no intention of starting any hype or anything about this prop. I still think that it flies beautifully and really amazing. You just can't race with it because it draws too many amps. Unless your race is really short. If it's like a 1 minute race or really tight quarters race, this prop is incredible grip. And so this is the new Racecraft prop. Whereas this one was an all-new blade that Sage made for Emax, this one feels more like a tweak on the 5051, not a tweak on the Avan. So it feels, well, it doesn't really feel close to the 5051. It just feels like it has the same kind of heritage. I know I'm just kind of talking funny here because I don't know if anybody has the same kind of like experience as I do trying so many props back to back. But to me, I swear I can feel the heritage of the props. I can feel the lineage. Not only can I tell the props apart, I can tell which prop is the future or next generation prop on top of the previous prop. So this one feels closer to the 5051 than the Avan blade. It has fantastic. This prop has the best throttle control of any prop I've ever flown. Ever flown. Better than the Avan prop. It's just so smooth and so linear. You set that throttle exactly where you want, and it just perfect. Just exactly what you expect. Contrary to the HQ 5x4.3 V1S, this prop has the best throttle control feel I've ever felt. The V1S, the 4.3 V1S, has the most unpredictable throttle position that I've ever felt. Even though it's linear, once you get past the initial hump of power, the 4.3 V1S, it just, at the bottom range, it doesn't feel very predictable. So let's talk about the most important factor of this prop. How many amps does it draw? It draws about, in my flying experience in the past, 5 or 6 packs that I've flown, comparing it to the Avan and the 5051, it draws about 20% less amps than the Avan blade, which is fantastic. Thank you very much. But it draws about 30% more amps than the HQ 4.3 V1S. So the V1S is a very efficient prop. It's a very, very efficient prop. It's a really good prop for efficiency. So it's hard to kind of compare this prop, because not only does it have fantastic throttle control, it also has amazing grip. Not as much grip as the Avan blade, but has really, really good grip. Basically, you feel a unique sense of confidence when you fly this prop or the Avan blade that I just don't get from any other prop. It's unfortunate that it just draws so many amps. It draws fewer amps than the 5051. I can't really quantify that because I just didn't compare the two as closely as I did with the Avan and the 4.3 V1S. But it draws 30% more than the V1S, 20% less than the Avan, and definitely less than the 5051. So it's good. I think it's the best Racecraft blade yet. I think it's the best prop he's made yet, because the Avan is just unusable for anything but just a minute of acro on a light, heavy, whatever setup. I think this prop is best on a higher kV motor. It is really good on 2500 kV. I think it's fine for 2700 kV, but don't expect your craft to be flying for more than a minute and a half. That's really pushing it. Yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, it's half a gram lighter than the Avan blade, and you can definitely feel the lightness of the prop. You definitely can feel the lightness of the prop. It's very responsive. It's more responsive than the Avan blade. And yeah, so if you were going to choose between these two props, I would say just try them both and see which one you like more. You'll probably like the Avan more because it's just so grippy and it just feels so just in control. Your quad just feels like it's really like zips to a halt. It's really, quote unquote locked in. Which I hate that term, but locked in is the best description I have for this blade. The new Racecraft blade, it doesn't feel less locked in. It feels very similarly locked in, but you don't have the same grip of the Avan, and you don't have the same speed as the Avan. This is a slower blade. It's slower than the 5051. It's slower than the Avan. It's slower than the 4.3 V1S. I am pretty sure. I can't really compare the two because the V1S just has more of a pop at down low, so I don't know if it actually is slower, but it definitely feels slower. Yeah, that's it. The quad itself, this is the 2307, which is an appropriate motor for this prop because it's a pretty meaty prop, and it's 22 kV, and I'm running the box camera again because I lost my GoPro, unfortunately, and I really am, I'm going to get another GoPro pretty soon, but I'm just saddened by the fact that the box camera is so unlike a GoPro, and I apologize for the video quality, truly do. I wish it was better. I'm going to try to work with Fox here to tweak it at least and get it to improve a bit, but that's that. One thing, you'll see me pulling out of dives with this setup, and I honestly didn't expect to make those dives. I haven't flown acro for probably a month and a half. I've just kind of been racing around in a circle, so I'm pretty impressed with my ability to pull out of dives, and it's because of the props. When I put the 4.3 V1S on this, it was not as easy to pull out of dives. It just wasn't as predictable. Because this prop is so linear, it makes it so easy to just set the throttle exactly where you want. If you want to use it for racing or whatnot, it's up to you. Give it a try. For me, I don't think it's going to be my choice blade. It's not going to be my preferred blade. I'm going to keep flying the 4.3 V1S because it's just so darn efficient. I really want to see if I can get used to the throttle control and manage it. I don't want to put expo on my throttle, but I really want to use this blade because I've learned how fast it is and how agile it is and how efficient it is. I mean, everything about this prop is really good except for that unpredictable throttle control. That's it. I'm going to roll the video, and don't forget to floss. One last thing I forgot to say about this prop. I think that the smoke gray is my favorite color because of a functional reason, not because of any reason you might think of. It is the closest color to 18% gray I have seen, and it shows up the least in your video if you have props in view of the GoPro or the HD cam. So that's why I like the smoke gray color. I wish that more companies would come out with this matte, more matte than this smoke gray color, because it's really hard to get your props out of view unless you're running a alien frame, which is a really wide H, and I don't like that. So I would really like to just have props that just disappear for most of the video, and that's why I like this prop the most. I like this color the most. The people that do any photography know what 18% gray is. That's it. Bye.